afternoon, everyone. It is 1:00 on the MyVC Consulting Facebook page. So that must mean it's time for Where in the World is ... a W5 story question, where I bring new contacts, long-standing connections, or somewhere in between those ... and ask them the W5 story question. That begins with, who are you?
Oh, my name is Bernie Franzgrote from Creative Insight.
Okay, so Bernie, what are 5 who hats you wear in this life?
5 of them. I can probably give you more than 5, but we'll keep it down to a dull roar. Okay. I am a business connector, and actually is more a resource connector. That's part 1. Part 2, I'm a podcaster. A knack for business is another element. So Creative Insight is the first part. Knack for business is part 2. I promote other businesses, and that's part of the resource and cross connection that I do. And I introduce them to other people, and or I mention them in LinkedIn posts and other settings. And of course, I'm a dad. Not that you could tell by right now. The white hair on the beard is not from being a dad. It's just age and other people. Have 2 dogs at home, 8 finches, which multiplied from 5. They seem to genetically photocopy way too quickly. And what else can I tell you? I'm a networker. I love networking. I love meeting new people and finding out about new stories. Actually, that's kind of the premise for everything else, because I end up finding out new things, learning new things, and growing. And from there, I like to share that.
So I'm going to break down, because now we go to what. So what are the breeds of your dogs, and what do you like to do with your dogs?
Well, I like them to be quiet when I'm on a call or I'm doing a podcast. Yeah, I know. One's a Yorkie Schnauzer mix. He is adorable. We got him in 2007 as a pup. He's got no teeth. His hearing and eyesight's getting slowly shot, which is good because he doesn't trigger on, we're about to be attacked by the mailman, so to speak, or in this case, I guess, Amazon delivery guy, or, whoever's dropping off stuff, or the pizza guy. The other dog, she's a rescue. We got her about 2 years ago, just before the pandemic went full rip. And she's kind of a mix between a beagle hound, slender build, and she's just adorable. You sit on the couch, she'll come up, take your head, and then curl it right beside your body, and then just roll right around, looking for, obviously, tummy troubles or scratches. A very loving dog.
As a podcaster, what do you do as a podcaster?
Well, in the knack for business space, it's about business. And so anything, whether it's the mind, the body, accounting, tech, marketing, social media, the whole spectrum. What we're looking for is people to talk to us and relay their stories, the things they can share with other businesses, or lessons they've learned, in which case, things to watch out for, how not to do certain things, not how to approach things. We'll be having different people talking about setting up business cases. We've had other people talk about post-traumatic stress and how to address it before it becomes PTSD and grows. And they're a non-for-profit. So I work with non-for-profits, charities, businesses. And that's all. Yeah.
So where in this big blue marble do you live? And then where in this world do you like to serve with what you do in this world?
Well, I'm currently residing in the Ottawa Valley. I first started on the globe in Whitehorse, and Dad was in the military, and then we kind of moved around. We've been into Montreal. There's an air base there. Then we went to Camp Borden, and then my folks moved closer to the Ottawa area, where they found work. So I've stayed here. So the regions that I serve, global. If I can understand you, we can communicate, we're good. And I try to bring those resources across the globe, because apparently we're all very much the same, even though we have different cultures, different backgrounds, even different languages, but we're very much the same at core. It doesn't matter what part of the country you live in. We all have somewhat the similar understandings.
So when did you decide that you wanted to have a business called Creative Insight and be a podcaster?
36 years inside working at a healthcare institution, and in the last 20 was business development. December 2018, left that universe, started Creative Insight. And in that particular space, it was networking. I ran into one person, he says, you do clinical trials. And I'm going, I don't know anybody playing Frankenstein. Bottom of 2019, I ran into a doc says, I need to do clinical trials. I want to do it here in Canada. I know a guy, and that kind of fit into it. I have a range of services that I can introduce people to. If you needed a grant, you needed commercial real estate, you either wanted to buy, sell, whatever shape. Another company I deal with does IT, and they have a data center in Ottawa, Montreal, and the list goes on. It's a broad spectrum, and those are just even the local ones. And then there's some far afield.
Mhm.
It all depends what you want and what you need. And Jeanette, if you come up to me and say, Bernie, I need something, I'm not going to tell you about baby carriages because we're both not in that spectrum yet. However, that said, if you say, I need someone that has an expertise in say marketing or SEO optimization, I know some people.
Mhm. So I'm going to say, I can envision you being a Rolodex. Those of you
Yes.
that don't know what that is, that's pre-internet. Bernie's a Rolodex. And Bernie, what's your why in life?
I think I kind of mentioned it earlier. I enjoy meeting the new people and hearing about new things. You can't know it all. And at the end of the day, learning always is fascinating. It's enjoyable. Just understanding how things work. If you sit back long enough and you listen to one person's story, you can pick out elements of it. And later on, you listen to another story, you pick out other elements. And then when you see a news broadcast come across, you're going, I know what's going on there, because you have other sources of information independent, and you can draw conclusions or draw inferences from that, right? And it's kind of cool. It's like learning a bit more. They can't tell you the entire story in the news broadcast, for example, or just how things operate. Now you have a better understanding how things flow. One business says we were looking to manufacture components, put them in the commercial or in the consumer market. Well, all of a sudden you find out that the hardware store charges a 40% up fee once you put the product in there. And if you've never been in that market, you don't realize when you walk in, I wonder how they do this pricing shift. And all of a sudden you find out, well, 40% of it belongs to the store, right? Now, if they're trying to move something fast, then you can move the numbers around. It also tells you how to price things too.
Absolutely fascinating. So we'll make sure that after we're done here, Bernie, I'll send you the link to the Facebook page so you can put your information in so people can find you. So there you go. So thank you so much for sharing just a small portion of your unique to you W5 story with me today. If you're in alignment with any of the Who hats that Bernie wears, please feel free to reach out to him. It's how I build relationships here at MyBC Consulting, is I ask those people the W5 questions that begin with who, what, where, when, why, and how. I encourage you all to start building relationships like we do at MyBC Consulting. So stay tuned. Next Monday at 1 o'clock, there'll be another unique story that I'll be sharing with you. Bernie, please stay on because I take a screenshot to create our thumbnail for YouTube. And enjoy the day, everybody, and go build some incredible relationships. Bye-bye.
Jeanette, thank you.